What is going on, my friends, my homies, my students? This is Coach Raul from Boxing and Sculpting. Now, this is one of my very few videos I'm actually doing, or one of the few videos that I've done throughout my YouTube history. I've been doing lots of videos, obviously, about training, boxing, bodybuilding, powerlifting, so on and so on. But very few videos have I actually spoke about who I am and what I came here to do on this earth, on this play that we call life. Recently, the past 8 months, I've been going through something. We all been going through it together because we're all one. About 8 months ago, I lost. I want to say I lost. It's a weak ass word, but my dad transcended from physical to spiritual. My dad has left this realm, left this planet, as far as I know, at least his physical form has. One of the reasons why I haven't been posting as much because of my dad, uh, my earthly father, Manuel. Faithfully, he's back with our Heavenly Father. You know, my dad is no longer with me, but he's always with me because you don't lose anything. See, you don't lose anything. Whatever you think you lost, it will come back to you in some way, in some type of form. You never lose anything because if you don't have it, you don't need it. Because if you truly needed it, you would already have it. Uh, my dad did his thing. He did his job. He did his job. As my earthly father, he did his job and he did a great job. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be here right now, or at least I wouldn't be in this circumstances. Thank you to my dad. Thank you for being who you were, and thank you for doing everything that you did, regardless of the slave mind program that you were that you were introduced to the moment you came to this earth. I'm so happy and so proud of my dad because he's done amazing things before he departed back to back to where we're all going to go to. My dad, my dad was the greatest. My dad will always be the greatest to me. My dad is will always be my number one. My dad was my customado. My dad was my customado. My dad was my Roberto Duran. My dad was my dad was David Goggins before David Goggins. My dad was my Mike Tyson. Man. My dad was my Sugar Ray Robinson. My dad, he was my Sugar Ray Leonard. My dad was my Jackie Chan, my Bruce Lee. My dad was everything to me. Um, Growing up, it was always me and my dad. It was my dad and I always together, always together. Wherever he went, I always followed. Whether he was working, whether he was doing whatever he was doing in life, so he can provide with the knowledge that he had. I'm so proud of my dad because he did so many things for humanity. He left doing so many things, assisting so many people, creating jobs for other people, and he he was a street homie, you know. But he was more than a street homie. Uh, my dad went through so much, but regardless of everything that my dad went through, he had to go through that. Whether I don't like to say that he had to, but he went through that, and he came out of that a stronger, better person, a sentient, a God. And he had me, he met my mom, they met together. They met each other at a very young age, and they had me. Both of them were young, struggling, hurting, young, innocent, naive, ignorant to this game we call to this game that we call life. But some way, somehow, they made it. They had me. In some way, somehow, I'm right here in America, 35 years later. I've learned so many things about life, about this thing we call life, this play that we call life, this game that we call life. I've learned so many things, so many things, or at least I've remembered so many things. I have remembered so many things. Things like cherish everything because it shall be taken away from you sooner or later. This is only a game, this is only a trip. Everything that is up must come down, and vice versa. The law of rhythm. Be grateful, be grateful, and be grateful for everything, even for those that hate you. Because sooner or later they shall also come to an end, and everything shall come to an end. Everything shall come to an end. And my dad is in. My dad end came 8 months ago. My dad was one of the greatest men to ever walk this earth. To me, with the knowledge that he had, with the parents that he had, I don't know how he made it so far. He had me. He made it far enough for God to do God's work, for I to be this man, this sentient, this God, this child of God, this whatever I am, whoever I am. What is going on? I don't even know what's going on, but I'm here. My dad, throughout all his mind programming, through all his slave programming, through all the things that he was taught as a kid, which is a bunch of fucking lies, anyways, through all the bullshit, he made it through and met my mom and had me. That's God's work. My dad was more than just a street homie. My dad was a special force operator. My dad was a commando. My dad was the greatest. My dad was a teacher. And maybe he wasn't that. Those are the job descriptions that he did. Because my dad was a sentient. My dad was a spirit. My dad was the greatest. My dad will always be the greatest. My dad did so much. My dad was a single father. My dad was the best. My dad will always be the best. My dad worked with the power of God. He never had good parents. He never came out of no beautiful background. He came from the jungles of Peru, the Amazonian River. He came from nothing, nothing. He literally came out of the trenches, literally. My dad, my dad, my dad was one of a kind. My dad was different. My dad was a real man. My dad had no fucking quit in him. My dad would die before asking you for help. That was one of his defaults, one of his downfalls. My dad provided for three families and never complained about it. My dad would be happy and grateful to know that one of his women would be having his child. My dad never complicated life. My dad was a beautiful, strong, handsome man. My dad was the greatest. My dad fed people. My dad did so much for this earth in his own ways. My dad kept so many kids off the streets. My dad kept so many homies out the gang. My dad kept me out the gang long enough for me to see that this was only a fucking game. That everything that we think we know, we don't fucking know. That everything that we were taught is a bunch of fucking lies from some slave master. This is still going on in every way, in every sense. Don't forget that. My dad was a child of God. And I didn't see that. I didn't notice it. Because you don't know what you have until it's completely gone, my brothers or and sisters. My dad, my dad, I have no words. to let him know how grateful I am to be his son. My dad was a boxing champion. My dad was a army boxing champion. My dad was a real champion. My dad fought for his country, fought for his people. My dad did great things. My dad fought with other fucking people from other countries and he protected those in his village. My dad gave it gave his life for me and for my brothers and sisters. My dad led by example. My dad spoke the harsh truth. It hurts, but it will liberate. My dad was the only man that spoke the truth, and he said it in such a negative, harsh way that I hated it. I hated him. This can't be the truth. This can't be the truth. I learned that the truth hurts, but it will set you free. It's gonna set all of us free. It set me free. My dad would talk about everything: the banking system, uh, the board of education, of any education system. My dad would talk about the workforce. My dad would talk about the military. My dad would say things like, listen, bro, half the shit that you think that you don't fucking know. I know that I don't know shit. That's deep. He'd been through so many different systems, so many different uh, institutions. Because this is nothing but a corporation. We don't live in a country, we live in a corporation where they need good little slaves to do what they desire. My dad was different. My dad was a real one. My dad was a hustler. My dad was a king. My dad was a god. And everybody, a lot of motherfuckers, they don't like him. You know why? Because when you see a god, if you're not a god, you're gonna hate on a god. My dad led by example. My dad woke up at 3:30 every fucking day in the morning. Sometimes at 2:30 because he didn't go to sleep. And would start doing what he did so he could provide for me, him, his woman, his other woman, and his other woman, and his other kids, and a bunch of fucking kids that I never even met. My dad never had papers, but came to this country and gave Americans jobs. My dad created jobs for Americans. My dad had the faith of a real Christian, and he was never a Christian. My dad didn't give a fuck about what color you were. My dad would give you money. My dad would give you food and would send you off his way. My dad was a true preacher. My dad was a true pastor. My dad was a true God, a child of God. And he told me, I didn't listen to him. I thought he was a crazy old brown man. Mm-mm. See, my mom lied to me. My sister lied to me. The world lied to me. My dad kept it real. I didn't want to listen to him. But deep inside, the truth will set us free, Holmes. Listen, when my father transcended, when my father transcended, when my father transcended, I learned that I learned that I learned that there is no family. If you have family, if you're some way somehow put on this earth, because we all play a major role on why we're truly here. If we chose our parents, and if you chose to have a cool, chill family, hey, God bless you, and more love to you, more power to you. But those that came from the backgrounds that we came from, okay, which is cool. If you don't have much, you realize that you always had it all because you did so much with basically nothing. So you always had it all. Don't let people, places, and things lie to you. Look, I'm not perfect, but I know real when I see it. You can't fake it. Energy can't be faked. Sooner or later, the world will know because God knows. When my dad passed, when my dad transcended, when my dad went to do whatever he's doing right now, most likely another young version of Manuel. When my dad gave his last breath on this earth, I was not with him. I've been with my dad for over, I've been with my dad almost my entire life since I was a kid. He has lots of kids, but I was only there. I was the only man that was truly there. But I wasn't there in the very end because that didn't matter to me. What mattered to me is that I gave him my all. I gave him my everything, my all. I never said no to him. Even when I said no to him, a couple minutes later, I was in there in that truck with him, going on that roof. Another summer of my young life, doing what I considered back then slave work. But now I see that it was only a preparation for me to know how this world truly operates. Nobody loves you. Nobody gives two fucks about you. Keep it real. When you're on that roof, it's hot. It's 100 degrees. It's hotter up there. You're dealing with fire. You're dealing with roofs. You're dealing with a bunch of different people, a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different personalities. You'll realize it's only you and them guys. And to be honest, they're not even there. It's just you and you. It's just you and you. You were born by yourself. You're going to leave by yourself. Cold facts. Don't depend on nobody. If you have a family, be grateful. If you don't, be grateful. When my father transcended, I learned that there is no family. I'm not here to bash none of my peoples because I have no peoples. It's only an illusion. I have myself, and I always had myself. And the moment that you realize that you truly have yourself, you won't have to be in need because need does not exist. Because till this day, I don't have those people, but do I need them? Because if I needed them, it would already be here. So do I need them? Need does not exist because even I can live alone, and I lived alone for many years. You don't need, because if you needed it, you would have it. If you have it, then you don't need it. Listen, there is no family. If you have a family, God bless, but every man is going to have to walk their own path by themselves so they can realize who they truly are. Some of us who had tough upbringings, be happy, be grateful, because it was only preparation to the things that are coming very soon. And to be honest, it's only soon to us, but events have already happened. The book has been written. We're only on page two. The book has been written to our own awareness, which is very limited. We're on page two. The book has already been written. Everything has already happened, and we have already won. Don't forget that you're a child of God, and don't forget that we're only here for a short moment in this body, in this suit, in this garment, in this car that we drive all day, and we feed shit to. Some of us don't even eat, but it's cool. Let's not forget why we're truly here. Sometimes we get lost in the matrix, we get lost in the world, we get lost in the city. Boy meets world, and shit really starts happening. Shit really starts happening, homie. Shit really starts happening. One decision, and you now play the part of that character. So therefore, now you have to go and experience everything that that character has. Listen, if you had very little growing up, be grateful because now you have prepared yourself to the things that are now coming for us. But remember, the book has been written. We're now on page two. We'll eventually be on page three. And when we're on page three, we'll be more than ready for the things that we already experienced on page two. Don't be fooled. Shit hurts. I know it hurts. Believe me, I have a lot of stories. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna just. I'm not gonna say too much. At least not in this video. There is no family on a low level, on a low frequency, on a low vibrational scale. There is no family. There might be family, but to be honest, every man has to walk their own path. Fuck the bullshit. This is not no victim mentality. There's no family. There are no friends. My dad been telling me that shit since I was a kid, back in the 90s. I ain't listen. His thing was this: everything will fall. Everybody's gonna disappoint you. Even the strongest of us will fall short of the glory of the infinite power of God. Whatever, whoever you consider God. My dad, My dad warned me about people in my family, warned me about people, about life, about snakes in the grass, about goats, about dragons, about everything. And listen, I'm listening now. My dad taught me about awareness, being aware that you're not aware. Now the now the training, now the learning can finally begin. Now the experience can finally begin. Now you have shifted. Now you're no longer there in the same hood. And if you are there eventually, it will leave because you can't. They can't stop what God has for you. When I say God, the infinite power, the only, the one and only, the creator of all creators, the creator, the one that created you, the creator, the creator. It's in all of us. We're part of the creator. That's why we can create almost anything, basically everything. I learned so many things from my dad. There are no families. Don't depend on family. You can't depend on a man or a woman, even if it's your family. How can you? They're going through life. They're going through things. They're going through alcohol. They're going through drug abusement. They're going through something we call life. We're all going through it. Some of them are using a band-aid through alcohol. They're using their band-aid through drugs. I use them too. I'm not perfect. I learned something that literally learned it on a tangible level, not just he told me about it, not intellectual, on a tangible. I experienced it. Flesh on fire. I walked through the fire. Those around you are only around you for a reason. We're not judging them. Just know that they're only around you because you have something that they want, supposedly, or that they desire. They're not really your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your enemies either, but they're not your friends. Walk away. Everything shall come to an end. If you have family, be grateful. If you don't, be grateful too, because everything shall come to an end. Even what we're going through right now is gonna come to an end. This incarnation, this body's gonna come to an end. Don't be mad. Don't be sad. Be aware that this is gonna come to an end. It might be today, it might be tomorrow. Live your life. Shit is no joke. Look, man, I want to give a shout out to my dad. I know that he's listening. The spirit, not the body, not the name, not the birth date, the spirit. Thank you for being my dad. And I thank the infinite power for being my heavenly father, knowing that I am one with God, knowing that I am God, knowing that we're all gods. We're all gods. We just don't know about it. They never taught us that. I want to thank my dad for being a real, sentient, and true God and leading by example and telling me the whole cold, harsh, fucked up truth that I didn't desire to listen, but now I'm listening. I'm paying attention. Literally, I'm paying for my attention. That's one of the reasons I haven't been posting a lot lately. After what happened with my dad, after what happened with my dad, I stopped posting as much. I stopped posting. I no longer live in the same house. They took my dad's house. Uh, there's certain people stealing from my dad's social security. Uh, there's a person in the family that's keeping the money that my dad's life insurance or some type of insurance he had. There's a person in the family that's taking his money, and that person is gonna be dealt with sooner or later. You don't do that to people. No, you don't do that to people. Listen, So I don't live in that house no more. I'm not doing no videos down there. I have this spot that I have, this little apartment that I'm grateful that I now have. I'm very grateful for the things that I have, to be honest. Um, and I'm just happy and grateful, my brothers, to still be alive. There's been some thoughts about committing suicide, and I went through something real dark when my dad left a couple of months after my dad transcended. Uh, I didn't know if I can pay the house. I didn't know if I can do this. I didn't know if I can do that. I didn't know anything. And it came down to a point where they took the house. It's a lot of stuff going on, but people usually pass away. A lot of suspicious people come through and they want to take, and they were never there. A lot of consumers, but not enough creators. And that's what happens when you're a consumer. You're going to be consuming. And like I said, I'm no longer at the house. As you can tell, I'm right here in the apartment with the dogs. I still have my machine, thank God. I'm still training. I'm still teaching. I'm still I'm still on this path of the martial arts, of boxing, and I'm just happy and grateful to be alive. To know that I'm a child of God. To know that whatever happened already happened, and I'm here, and it happened so I can be here. And I'm just grateful. I'm just very, very, very grateful. Uh, I can't complain, my brothers. I'm grateful. I'm gonna go back to teaching boxing. Go back to teaching the true art of boxing, the true noble art of boxing, the footwork, the shadow boxing, the slipping, the the jump rope, the heavy bag. I'm going back to teaching also uh, the art of bodybuilding, body sculpting, sculpting the most beautiful physique, sculpting something that you're proud of, something that will take care of you in your later years. Boxing is not forever, bodybuilding is not forever, but you can always train, and that's the most beautiful thing that my dad has left me. Is always the He's instilled to me the martial arts, boxing, bodybuilding, body sculpting, powerlifting, whatever your discipline is. My dad has also instilled all those disciplines in me. Thanks to my dad, I have this beautiful physique. Thanks to his genetics, I'm just so happy and grateful for my dad and all the beautiful things my dad has done for me. I'm very grateful for my dad. I'm very grateful for everything that he's given to me and has left me with a lot of beautiful lessons and a lot of beautiful experiences. Man, my dad, he's a cool cat. Uh, I'm very happy right now. I'm very grateful. I'm not gonna be always in this apartment. I'm gonna do my very best to keep putting out videos so I can move out of this apartment and get my own home where I can be comfortable and I can bring back my boxing equipment. And right now I have a roommate, so I'm very, very, very respectful of her space and her time and her house. If anybody would like to assist me in any way, me and my two dogs, Ivy and Cookie, I still have them. I'm gonna always be with them. They're the last thing my dad left me is Ivy and Cookie. Uh, I love animals. If you don't know this, I love animals. Animals are the most beautiful thing. Uh, Probably one of the most beautiful things God has ever created. Our animals are so beautiful to me. I love them. If anybody would like to assist me in any type of way, you can text me. You can comment. We can always get in touch. Just let me know. I'm still training. I'm still training kids. I'm still training adults. I'm still training the neighborhood. I'm still training myself. And I'm gonna keep doing this until the last day, until Christ calls me, until it's my time for me to leave too, just like when it was my dad's time. Um, Man, I want to say thank you for everything. Whoever's watching this, whoever watched my videos, whoever clicked on my videos, um, whoever, whoever did whatever they did, man, I want to thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. whoever like my videos and commenting on them. Thank you. And, uh, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. For those who are family, be grateful. For those who don't, also be grateful. Remember, this is not forever. Have a blessed and prosperous day, my brother.